Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to JagadambeReadsMahabharata46. As you may remember, the Pandavas had many lessons to learn at the tournament. Torches were lit. The tropical night descended like a pall on the place, enveloping all. In the light of the torches could be seen two friends, Duryodhana and Radeya. They walked on ahead of the procession, their arms clasped, their eyes full of love for each other. The others followed them. Bhishma was still smiling, his covert and amused smile. Drona looked crestfallen, walked thoughtfully behind the others. Vidura looked so sad and so very serious. Radeya had appeared as a dangerous comet in the sky of Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira saw clearly that there was no one equal to Radeya in greatness, in skill in archery. Yudhishthira was worried. Till today he'd felt secure in the knowledge that with the strength of Bhima and the power of Arjuna, they were superior to the Kauravas. But now there was no longer that assurance. Yudhishthira could not be sure that the Pandavas were invincible. This pact between Duryodhana and Radeya was disturbing to his peace of mind. Arjuna's brows were knit in annoyance. Bhima had his fist clenched. He was still smarting under the insulting words spoken by Duryodhana, words for which he had no retort since they were true, every one of them. The Pandava brothers left the stadium depressed. Chapter 22, Guru Dakshina, Drona's Revenge. The education of the princes was over. The dream of Drona was to be realized. He collected his pupils round him and said, "The time has come when your Dakshina has to be paid." The princes were greatly excited. They waited to hear what the Dakshina would be. "I do not want any riches," said the Acharya. "I want you to go to the kingdom of the Panchalas. I want you to defeat Drupada and bring him to me, a captive. He must not be killed." The princes were terribly excited at the thought of a fight, and they made preparations for it. The hearts of young men will exult at the thought of fighting. This is especially true of Kshatriyas. The young men were happy that their test had come. This was to be their first fight. The scions of the house of Kuru collected a huge army and marched towards Panchala. Drona was more excited than all of them. Hearing that the Kaurava princes were advancing toward his city intent on war, Drupada could not understand the reason for it. He prepared himself for fighting. With his brothers to help him, Drupada set out to meet his opponents. The fight was on. The Pandavas kept aloof. They were waiting under a tree in the neighborhood. They knew that it would be impossible for the Kauravas to vanquish Drupada. They thought of stepping in after the others had failed. Arjuna went to Drona and said, "These people think that it's easy for them to capture Drupada. But I know it's not. When they fail, I will step in and do what's necessary." The fight began. The terrible Drupada fought so well that the Kauravas were defeated. Their army was routed. The Pandavas looked on smilingly. They stepped in now. Arjuna asked Yudhishthira to stay behind. "4 of us will capture Drupada," said Arjuna. The chariot of Arjuna was well on its way. Nakula and Sahadeva were the protectors of the wheel of his chariot. Bhima, with his mace in his hand, looked like the Lord of Death. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.